And welcome everybody. It's General Zod, and I'm running slightly behind, as always. But yeah. So welcome to the late night talks. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here by myself and shoot the shit whilst I wait for my notification to go out. So all those who are listening, funny story. I dated this wrong, so I actually had to go back through and edit the date on it. And welcome everybody who's here. We got PB, who should be in here. We've got Tommy and we've got Biden. So tonight I'm going to be going over various topics. I don't know how interesting they'll be. Who knows? Maybe I'll have another riot. That'd be fun. But to everyone watching, hello and welcome to my channel. Um, I am doing this late night, and then tomorrow I probably won't have a late night because I work a double shift. And so, you know, on it goes with work. Anyways, how's everyone doing? So my co-host is going to be running late. So I guess I'm going to do some of this chit-chatting back and forth with you guys until I wait for the rest of the crew to get here. So, you know, if you guys got anything you want to shoot down in the comments, let me know. You see Tommy here. We got 3 people watching, so that's good. Um, yeah, so I'm just here going over some things, thinking about life, choices, decisions, and things like that. It's always fun here in the Phantom Zone. Anyways, yeah, so I might as well talk about things I got coming. I think I'm gonna do a spoiler review for Knives Out, so definitely want to be watching that. I got my Gravity Falls season 2 coming out, and then I'm gonna do a series overview, so that's gonna be fun. Hopefully, this Sunday I'll have Josiah Rises on the channel. So, a couple of big happenings going on here, and yeah, just gonna do some more great stuff. But it'll be intriguing to see what transpires. Uh, don't know if you guys checked out the Lonely Banter, but he had a great Lonely with Friends. So if you guys didn't check that out, go check that out later. Um, Courtney, what up? Good to see you here, buddy. As always, I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting around. Uh, but yeah, it's good to have you guys all here. I'm gonna just retweet everything, let everyone know I'm live. So here we go. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to do whilst I'm multitasking here. Let me see. Um, mm, mm. All right. All right. So got everything off to the side here. Got all of my stuff set up. There we go. Anyways, so tonight, I got a couple of topics, and I guess I'm gonna lead in with my DC topic. So I want to see how you guys think about this, but whoever knows about the Birds of Prey movie, um, I've been waiting for this. Yes, I'm probably one of the only few people who are waiting for Birds of Prey, or rather the Harley Quinn movie. Um, but some new posters got released, and I found it really intriguing because I'm hating the design of these villains. I think Ewan McGregor is the only one that I really like as far as the casting goes. Um, I don't know if any of you guys, and if you have, go ahead and let me know in the chat if you guys have seen the new posters or not. There are on Twitter trending. They showed a poster. Victor Zaz is supposed to be in the movie, and I really hate the design for him. I think Gotham did it better. Gotham had the bald head. He was really crazy. This one, he just looks like some guy with like roughly like a model, and then they put like a scar on the side of his face, and I'm like, oh God. I mean, DC, come on. We're coming off the Joker, which made the $1 billion club, and I'm really don't understand the marketing behind this. Thank you, LB, for joining me. Um,
What
how are
up?
you doing today?
What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. How's it going, my friend?
Oh, everything good. I was just doing some writing and stuff, and I saw you sent me a DM. I was like, oh wow, is this late in the night?
Yeah, I'm glad to have some witty banter back and forth because I was bringing up my first topic, and I was looking at the new Birds of Prey. Now, I'm probably one of the few people excited for this movie, and man, the character designs are really bugging me.
I'm sorry. Like I couldn't hear you through my speakers, so I put my headphones on. You said the character designs. What character designs?
Um, so they released the posters,
Oh, the
and you know
Suicide
how they
Squad. Not Suicide Squad. The Birds of Prey. Yeah,
the Birds
yeah,
of Prey,
yeah.
yeah.
Those look real weird, man.
Oh my God, did you see? Okay, have you ever seen Gotham? Because I know you watch a lot of TV. At
No,
times, you watch
I
TV
I
shows.
I haven't seen the shows, but I'm familiar with the show.
Okay, so in Gotham, and anytime you've seen Victor Zaz, right, whether it's the video game or whatever format, he's normally bald. He's got two knives. He's got a crazy look, right? And I saw the poster, and this dude looked like he stepped out of like a GQ magazine, right? He had like long flowing hair. He had a scar on the side of his face, and then two knives. And I'm like, DC, you just made the Joker. Like, what are you doing? Again, as a DC fan, LB, I go through up and downs with them.
I mean, the thing with DC is all of their movies they have different cooks in the kitchen. It's not like Marvel, right? Where Kevin Feige is the man behind everything. Like for example, if this Birds of Prey, Margot Robbie is, I think she's executive producer, so she's basically one of the big names behind it. So when you're dealing with that, you're bound to have like inconsistencies from movie to movie.
And this is my problem, and I've said this before, and I don't know if the solution is much better, right? I've been saying that they need someone like a Kevin to oversee the the whole franchise, right? You need someone who's ahead of the helm. Sure, Kevin assigns different directors, and he's even used some actors, but he's used people who have talent and who can write script. You know, like John Favreau. He's an actor, but he's also a very good writer. And so him being appointed to do something for Marvel makes sense, right? Even if you don't like The Lion King, he still made $1 billion. You know, his credits speak to him. Now, putting Margot Robbie in charge when she's going through this weird feminist phase, um, I feel like the story is going to suffer. And a lot of the stuff I've been hearing coming out of this movie, I've been trying to defend it. LB, I've been trying to defend it, but then I saw these posters and I'm like, oh dear God, like Black Canary, they took the name literally.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, oh, hold on, her name's Black Canary. Well, that means she has to be black. It's just like, yeah. I mean, the trailer looked bad, man. Like, yeah, man. The trailer looks bad. The posters look bad. It's not looking good, man.
I know. I mean, I'm
Here,
still gonna go and see it. Herb, what's up?
chilling, chilling. Just got done making this video.
Late night working.
Yeah,
Oh, we got
album
the.
review.
Tuh.
Still
So,
waiting for this other show to start. I'm gonna review that shit too.
What show?
Into the Dark.
Oh,
It's a horror. It's a horror anthology series based off the days of the holidays of each month. So this is the Christmas one coming out.
yeah. Okay. Well, we
Yeah,
here
I know you
talking
don't.
about. Yeah, I don't. We here talking about Birds of Prey and those extra ugly posters. I'm pretty sure you like them.
I mean, they're okay. I guess whoever drew those, if those were hand drawn, those are cool. I guess, but
I mean, me
whatever.
for me, bro. Like, I honestly don't care about posters. Like, really.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Since
it,
when do people care about posters? Like, I didn't
I
know that was
mean,
a thing.
no, it's a thing. People do care about posters, but me personally, I don't
Mm,
care about them. But like, if I see a good poster, like say for example, Infinity War or something, like I would put that on my wall if I had the space for it. Like, but like for overall, I don't care about these posters. It doesn't affect
that
the movie for me.
that first Wonder Woman poster was fire. Is the one though they made a few different variants, but whatever the first one that came out.
yeah, see, here's the thing though. I look at it from being in the theater, right, and a marketing perspective. It's kind of like a first impression
Yeah,
because you know the poster comes out before you get the movie, so there is a lot of stock. Like
absolutely.
take for instance that new movie coming out with Jordan Peele, and if you guys know, I feel for him hard. Check out my Us review. Um, he does good. I think he does good horror movies, and his poster for Antebellum that
That's
he's
not
doing.
that he's not direct. He's not directing that.
Oh, isn't he producing it or something? I mean, his name was
Yeah,
like on the. Yeah, I mean,
like his company, the companies that worked on those movies, like you know how they always say, "Oh, this is brought to you by the same person that made this," or the same person. Everybody thinks that Jordan Peele's directing it, but no, the next thing he's directing is Candyman.
oh, I can't wait for that. But yeah, when you look at that poster, right, it's very mysterious. I've had tons of people look at it and go, "Ooh, like what's that movie?" We just got a trailer for the movie, and it
Yeah.
looks intriguing.
I do agree with you. Like definitely like posters and just even if you're talking about like album covers or if you're buying like a movie, I always like look at the cover and that kind of like sells me on it.
I mean, you like you mentioned, like when I was younger, like back in the late '90s, album covers with everything.
Hmm.
Like when you see the album covers in the magazine ads, we used to argue whether the album is going to be good based off the album cover. So it's all marketing.
Yeah,
So I
It
mean,
is.
like for me, like I said, I don't care about the posters, but I can see why people care, and because I mean, I used, like I just said, I used to do this when I was young with CDs. So
Hmm.
yeah, so
Trey Courtney had a good point. He said the Jurassic World posters were good. Exactly. And like that could be a big hook for the movie. So I mean, from the beginning, this movie has disappointed me. Now, I did see an extended trailer for one of the movies when it first came out that we had a cut for, and I looked at it and I like aspects of this film. I do, and I feel like it's going to be a love hate thing because I like the fact that she has the hyenas. That's from the comics, and I think that's pretty funny that she has a giant hyena as a watchdog slash pet. I love Ian McGregor. I love him as uh, the Black Mask. I like the lines that I heard him deliver. I think he's got that very like charismatic thing.
His poster was cool. I saw his poster.
Yeah, like his poster looked great, but that Victor Zaz one, and that was a character I was looking forward to. Like Victor Zaz, the history of this character, he is so underplayed as to how big he is in the Batman universe, and every time they do him, they fuck him up, like Dark Phoenix and Marvel. They just can't get his character right every time. Like Gotham was the only show that ever got it close.
I'm not too
And
familiar with him, but I've definitely seen. I think wasn't he in Young Justice like season 1 or 2?
yep,
Or much?
he was like a little cameo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It, it, he and I don't know why I like the character. He's one of those villains that I just I guess because he's human and he's just crazy. And he's not like a Joker crazy. He's like a actual legitimately insane.
It, I think with the Birds of Prey, I honestly think they're throwing a curveball. I could be wrong. I think like they're using all this like people calling things woke or all this to their advantage. Maybe I could be maybe I'm wrong or
For once, I really want to agree with you, like on that. Like I'm really hoping that this is a Captain Marvel situation where you go and see the movie and it's just bad and there's not like like at this point I'll take just bad. But here's the thing that gets me, guys, is that I don't understand Warner Brothers like marketing whatsoever because you have Magic with a billion. Why do you want to uh like fuck that up, right? Like for instance, you had Wonder Woman and then you had like what was it? What was the horrible one? Suicide Squad come after that. Like every time they make one good movie, they make a precedingly bad movie. It's just been like the trend. And I wish they would pull good movies and consistently drop them, like side by side. It, it it's
I feel
frustrating.
like they're trying to just right the ship though. I think they're going starting to go in a better direction than where they started. You're gonna have some hiccups on the way, but you gotta keep doing what you're
And,
doing.
and really quick, I wanted to welcome back the Senate. We haven't seen him in forever dropping his lines. And Senate, I haven't gotten a fuck you, Zod. I'm feeling a little blue about that. Normally you come in and you're like, Zod sucks or something.
it's funny you talk about these posters. The Senate was getting some backlash today on Twitter. Was it Twitter? I don't know where he was. He said he was getting backlash because he
Backlash
was
on
dissing
Twitter,
the
yeah.
posters.
Uh,
You know what? I agree with the Senate though. Those posters suck. Like I had to bring this up as my topic because I'm like I'm a DC fan. Like I want
but
them to succeed. It's like a Star Wars fan, man.
like, like the Suicide Squad posters were better than these posters. I would say that.
Oh
I
yeah,
still got the
Suicide.
I still got the Harley Quinn poster that my nephew don't want. So because he's afraid of Harley Quinn and the Joker. He doesn't like those characters. I don't know. He's a punk. But
Yeah,
anyway.
sounds like it.
I was like, you don't want this? Well, I tried to give it to him like when he like this was probably like when he was like 5 years old, so it's understandable.
Well, I mean, I thought this was a good like lead-in because the trailers have been okay, the posters have been okay. I'm really hoping this is a situation where the marketing is just bad and then the movie will be good. And, you
It,
know, I don't know. Fuck.
I want to ask a question though. Like, I feel like y'all would agree with me, but would you say the 2010s was like the most divisive years of films of all time? Like, just
I'd say 2016.
I'm saying
Definitely
just
went.
the whole decade, this whole
Definitely went.
decade.
Oh, the decade.
Yeah,
Um, I really I can't really give that an answer because it's like it's because of social media, you know.
right.
So that heightens everything. Like who knows if there was backlash in the 80s or the 90s for a lot of stuff. But
That's
now you
fact.
know
Yeah.
what? I would agree, to be honest with you, because even in the 90s, man, there was internet. You know,
Hmm. And there
people
was way
watch
bad.
movies.
There was way worse movies being put out back then than there is now. I would say, but they get a pass.
But you know what though? You take any even corny, shitty movie from, I'll go to the 90s, right? Because let's be real. Those action movies are iconic today because they had a certain kind of charm to them. But some of them, if you look
Mm,
at them from a movie perspective, were pretty bad. But
I
right.
they're
mean,
still considered iconic.
every era has bad movies. This is like music. Every era has bad
Yeah.
music. But you know what? I'll go ahead and say, right now it's the backlash for stuff is more high. It's true because a lot of these films are being made to prove points.
Hmm.
Like, and a lot of these filmmakers, they act like they don't have a memory and can't remember 20 years ago with a lot of
Yeah.
these things. Like, they act like females never were in movies. They act like black people were never in movies. They act like every single movie ever made was nothing but white men. So it's like they make these movies trying to push agendas and prove points.
Right. Like you'll have a film come out and it's going in the right direction, and they'll release another film that completely just puts them like 10 steps backwards. Hopefully, as we're going into this new decade, like we start to see more original ideas. Hopefully, maybe, or
Yeah, I hope.
it'll probably get worse.
That's my main thing, man. More original movies. But like, I mean, Hollywood has always remade movies. They've always
Hmm.
remade their own movies. But it's a lot different now because back then there was a lot of technology restraints and stuff like that. Now you got the world is your oyster. So many people creating stuff, so much money you have to promote these and market these movies. It's like, so why do you
PB,
keep what's up, PB?
So,
Go ahead.
cousin
how's it-
PB, and cousin LB.
Yeah, cousin
what's
PB.
up, cousin?
Man, it's all good. I hope the family doing all right.
I'm just glad I could save money on that 23andMe garbage.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot who mentioned that. I think it's the SpongeBob guy. I'm glad he saved us from wasting money.
Correct.
SpongeBob doesn't have much to do down there. He's working all them shifts at the Krabby Patty.
But
So,
what do you guys want for the next decade of films? Like LB, you probably just want more originality, right?
Yeah, man. I, I want more originality, even with my Marvel movies. Like, I want better filmmaking. Like, I want these films to stand out from the other one. Like, I'm not saying every single Marvel movie looks the exact same, but I understand they want each movie to have the same like look and stuff like that. So it seems like a TV series. But man, I want better filmmaking. I want less
Hmm.
CGI, not
well,
CGI,
LB,
less green screen.
well, LB,
Okay, great.
here's
Okay.
the thing. Look at the highest grossing Marvel movie, right? And all the stuff that they threw in it. And then you take a look at Joker, and do you think that there may be a renaissance back to making films like that? Low budget, simple effects, and a good story. I mean, Marvel has the money. They could do they could still throw in special effects, but they can do a good, grounded, just well shot film.
I
Uh,
mean,
uh,
I'm going to say no because when The
mm.
Dark Knight made $1 billion, were filmmakers out here making comic book movies that, actually had real sets and practical stuff? No, these people are still out there doing everything green screen.
You do got a point there. Even though like the Dark Knight and Iron Man definitely changed just the landscape on how like films are being put out now. Because like you look at this decade and comic book movies pretty much dominated this whole entire decade. This whole decade.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
green screen is just it's cheaper, it's lazy because
Hmm.
they don't have to worry about building stuff. They don't have to worry about going on location. And if they need one of their actors to come shoot
They
something real
don't
quick,
have
they
to
can just
worry about which shadows are being cast.
all that.
you, you know, and the thing is that, I feel like when you get a big production, right, you get a lot of money, that I feel like these guys lose their sense of writing. Like, I feel like what's missing in Hollywood is that limited budget. Remember back in the days when they used to tell filmmakers you only have so much money that the studio is going to give you, and once you're done, you're done. And it forced filmmakers to come up with new and creative ways to get the shit put on screen. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't good enough, they didn't make it. But the problem is, you have companies now, Disney, with unlimited amount of funds that are
Well,
just like, here's a blank check, go nuts.
I'm not going to say it's like that. I'm going to say it's essentially now. If you say the budget is 200 million for the movie, that they'll start cutting corners with stuff like the CGI.
Hmm.
Like if you watch a lot of movies, you'll notice like a lot of the third acts, the CGI is bad compared to earlier on in the movie because these people they're running out of budget.
Like Black Panther.
Yeah, exactly. And or not only that, they cut corners by doing this. They outsource the special effects to a billion companies, like a bunch of different companies, right? And they go with whoever's going to bid the lowest money. Like if you pay attention to like, say for example, these Marvel movies, if you look at the post credits, you should see how many special effects companies they hire.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Insane.
Instead of
Insane.
instead of using one big company and paying the company the right amount
Everybody
of money to do
watches
it.
the credits and
I watch those things like 15 times when I clean. I'm just like, who's Bob the coffee guy and why is he on the title screen here? I mean, I swear to God, they name every single person. Guy number
I,
3 walking down the street. It's like,
I
Jesus Christ, how many people did they need?
I literally look at the credits. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of checks, yo. Shit. God damn.
I'm reading the chat. Salute the Stig Biden. I'm typing and I'm doing multiple things, but I just saw the chat, so I just wanted to let y'all know. I saw what y'all said.
Salute.
Hey, but
Yeah,
SpongeBob's
I
Sponge. Hey, SpongeBob SquarePants is here. Hey, I appreciate you for what you did for me and PB.
I appreciate it very much.
A lonely man is no longer lonely. He has a cousin.
Yep.
So,
I'll have to send out
PB,
some
I know
cheese.
you've been lurking in the chat, but what did you get a chance to see the stuff in the bridge crew? Did you see those new posters?
No. Look at a poster.
That was a great answer. Yeah, I'm talking about the posters, and I was saying how a poster could be very instrumental to getting people's interest, because initially, before a movie releases a trailer, you have the posters and the advertising. And the advertising for this movie thus far has been shit, just all the way across the board.
No, you
Not as bad
hold
as
on a second.
Star Wars,
You posted a bunch of stuff all at once, and one of them had to do with a chicken sandwich, and you expected me to look at fucking posters?
That's that's
Correct.
fair.
Correct.
I should have saved the chicken sandwich for like 3 hours later.
This is
I
the
knew
way.
you were going with that one.
Ridiculous. This is the way.
Yeah.
I
This
have
is the
spoken.
only way.
Okay,
If
let's
you're
click on this
quote
birds of
vegan.
prey fucking thing. So this initial picture looks like shit. This is a real thing. Why is it cartoonized?
That's what.
What is
That's.
this?
I know they're bad.
Why is
They're
there a duck
bad.
in a fucking skate?
I don't know, people. I don't know. This is
Like,
what
I
I'm.
could probably get on board with just about everything else in there. I don't understand the hyena or why it's there, but I can get on board with it. I understand the mallet. I get why it's there. I don't know why there's a fucking duck in a roller skate flying behind her,
The
and she looks
the
like
be-
a ridiculous cartoon. Like,
the
this is the
be-
worst type of amalgamation between a comic book picture and real life.
It's yeah, it's pretty painful, and I'm like, and these posters were released at a big Comic-Con kind of event for promoting Suicide Squad, where they announced who was playing Victor
What
Zsasz.
the fuck is in front of her? A cheeseburger? What is that?
Yeah,
What is that?
I assumed it was a
Are those
cheeseburger.
cheeseburgers?
I assumed they were cheeseburgers. Yes.
Okay. I mean, they're wrapped in something, and it appears to be some,
but
I don't
but
know, two layers of something. I don't know if it's just a cheeseburger, but yeah,
but you know what
you
poster
got
was
Margot
fire?
Robbie. Why wouldn't you take advantage of Margot Robbie? Why would you make her look like this?
There's actually two posters that were fire. The Last Jedi poster, that shit
Oh
was fire,
no!
and
Wait,
Batman
which
vs Superman.
Last Jedi poster? What are you
The
talking
one where
about?
it's in red, and you got like Kylo on one side, and you got Luke on the other, and then you got like Ray at the bottom of it. That shit was fire.
Of
I like
course, you
that.
was going to say
I
that.
have to look at that one again.
It was better than the fucking Force Awakens shit. The Force Awakens poster looked just like a fucking Marvel poster.
Yeah, man,
It's just for all the characters up front.
I got those news posters. They're hanging at the theater right now, and I pass it every day, going, "Oh boy."
The one Rise of Skywalker's poster, not the one that recently came out, but the one that you see when you go pay for your tickets or some shit. When you go on like Adam or Fandango. I want that poster. Definitely gonna try to get that.
Gary North
I
has a
don't know
great
which
question.
poster that is.
Gary
Go
North
for
has
it.
a great question here. He says, "What is Disney's biggest fail this year? Episode 9 or not getting Baby Yoda merchandise out for Christmas?"
I mean, episode 9 is not even out, so how can it be a fail?
That's true. Um, you know,
So
just
I'll
because,
go with choice number 2 then.
yeah, me too. I would say not merchandising that. Like, this is the this is the difference between the Marvel end and the Star Wars end. It's just getting on top of these things. Like, I feel like there's no one at the head of the ship, like saying, "Oh, we got this cute little thing. Everyone remember Baby Groot and how successful he was." Yeah, and we're doing a Baby Yoda. Why wouldn't people like that? Is the question. Although I don't think they expected it to blow up as big as it did, but it's adorable.
No, they probably expected a whole bunch of people along the lines of the way that, we think, for us to be upset about it. I don't know why we would be upset about it, but if you hate one bit of Star Wars, then you hate all of Star Wars.
Or you're
Ridiculous.
or you're a degenerate if you like the Last Jedi, or
You,
you're a furry.
you are.
My
Sure.
God.
I'm proud to be a
Oh my
degenerate.
God. A degenerate furry.
I don't know what the fuck a furry is. Oh,
Like,
I do know what a furry is, but I ain't one of them motherfuckers. Fuck that.
oh, you know what
Um,
a furry is. You watched one video on a furry and you said, yeah, I'm definitely not a furry.
oh god, there was a story here. So just getting sidetracked because we got on furries. There was a story here where
Sidetrack it.
I knew someone who was a furry. Don't ask me how. This is just General Zod's life. Um, and so
You were in the fandom zone.
as always, this always comes to the fandom zone. So there was
Disclaimer.
there was a furry convention. I didn't know that that was a thing, but apparently it is. So the convention hall that they have going on with all these people dressed up in their furry costume things,
Fucking
uh,
weirdos.
they had a gas leak. And the fire department comes with all of these. They said animals are running out. They thought they were real animals running out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is there so many animals? And they're looking, there's a bunch of people in animal costumes. It was the funniest shit. This happened in New York, of course, because you know.
They made a horror movie about furries, yo. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I I found out about that furry stuff when I watched it was an episode of CSI, bruh. That I hadn't laughed. I don't think I've laughed that hard at something that is not intentional comedy. Like, wow.
Bunch of losers.
Hey, don't judge us.
So
We-
speaking of marketing and things like that, I'm just gonna come out and say it, and I don't care if this
You're
it's
gay?
documented this night. Fucking perp.
Oh,
God.
that's cool. As long as you don't DM me any pictures.
Yeah, don't be pulling a mega jetty.
Yeah.
Zod has finally come out the closet.
No, my one of my topics I have, and we might as well jump into it. I'm excited for Mulan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually looking forward to this
I,
movie.
I, I, I saw LB's thumbnail. I was like, man, he full of shit right now.
I
Oh
had
man,
to.
I even know they got the trailer today though. That was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was.
So, uh, LB.
It's not out of nowhere. It's another Disney trailer that they're releasing in December to take away from Star Wars because it's not going to perform the way they think it's going to, and they can use everything that they're doing as an excuse.
Dun dun dun.
So, LB, what do you feel about this Mulan movie coming out?
I actually liked the trailer, and I didn't like the teaser trailer. So I still have
I
I
did.
haven't seen I haven't seen Mulan. So um, I'm gonna watch it now. It's on Disney Plus, but it looks interesting. I
Wait,
thought, what's
do
up?
they release trailers on Disney Plus?
No, I'm talking about the original movie.
Oh, okay,
The original animated film.
Yeah,
right,
so
right, right.
yeah, it looks interesting.
And I gotta say, this was one time where I didn't like the Disney cartoon version. The songs were good, but I know the history. Being a martial artist, and Mulan has a pretty big history in that, and Disney fucked it up with the cartoon. I'm actually looking forward to this live action, and I've argued with people about this because they were like, "Oh, they're making it realistic, and they're getting rid of all this stuff." And I go, "Mulan's story is realistic. There's no fucking dragon in the story. The Mulan could be one of the most influential characters in their history, and they fucked it up with that cartoon. So everyone thinks it's like Mushu and singing and all that ridiculousness.
So how did they mess? How did they mess up the cartoon? What's the difference?
There, okay, in the original story, it's hinted to that there was a spiritual influence, but in the cartoon, they make, I believe it was Eddie Murphy who did the voice of Mushu, the dragon. They make him kind of a comical mess up, and he gets like outcasted, and he has to help Mulan, and that's kind of like his penance.
The best
And then
part
he
of the
can get in
movie.
with the other gods or the other dragon things, and like they changed the history, and Mulan was pretty pivotal in that battle with the Huns, but they took like all of the history out of it.
I didn't know it was a true story. I mean, I'm pretty sure you talked about it when they did the teaser trailer, but that's not something that stays on my mind. So, yeah, I forgot.
Was there
So
kung fu in the trailer?
was there a what?
Was there kung fu in the trailer?
Yeah, the sword play looked awesome.
Word.
Like I'm looking forward because I think that that is one thing that once again Disney can translate good because I'm looking forward to like from what I hear they're supposed to be like choreographing and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing the sword play. I studied the sword, so I would like to see what they do with it. So
All of
it's
this is sounding way too gay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, pause.
It's like he just keeps going with it. Sword play. Want to see the swords. I studied swords back in the day. I'm an expert on swords. Oh man. Like I was surprised he wasn't gonna say like I know how to deep throat the swords.
Oh my!
Pause.
uh, how did how did I know? How did I know you'd have some sarcasm in there?
You set yourself up for it.
If he would have just said it once, I could have moved on from it, but he kept doing it over and over, and I couldn't help myself.
Okay, besides that, I'm very intrigued to see how they do it, and I'm hoping that
I know you're intrigued to see how they do it.
the movie PB, not the swords. I've already said
Oh,
how I'm interested in the
the
swords.
sword choreography in Mulan, the live action version. So it's another remake. So I will not be watching it. And I will actively change the channel anytime that it comes on, just like I did when Beauty and the Beast was on, or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what they called the remake. I don't think they changed the name.
You,
Bro,
Remake
did you
sounds to
what?
me. I will
did you
I
stick
give
see
by it.
I give PB credit because he's stuck to that. Like he's adamantly said he won't watch remakes, and to my knowledge, he hasn't watched a single one.
I
Or
think
didn't you
he's
give
lying.
one a shot and you were like, I'm done?
I think he's lying. I think he has watched it. He's just not telling people.
I mean, if there's a remake out there that I watched, it's because I didn't know it was a remake. Like
Did you
there
watch
was some
Scarface?
old one that came before. Watch what?
Did you watch Scarface?
No.
Oh, I was about to set you up because that's a remake. So
But I wouldn't. I mean,
He's talking
I
about
didn't
remaking
know.
their own movies.
same difference.
Yeah, especially remaking your own stuff. That's extra
In,
terrible.
in 10 years, you'll see a live action Frozen movie.
Oh God,
Because
yes.
I wouldn't say like Spider-Man and then the Amazing Spider-Man. I wouldn't consider that a remake. Just because
No,
it's a new
it's reboot.
Spider-Man, that's not a remake. Right. Reboots
Yeah,
are
there's a
not
difference.
remakes.
Yeah, I mean, you can reboot something with that designated character just as long as you change the story about it. What Disney does is they just take their original story and copy and paste and do it terrible most times.
Yeah, what pisses me off is too many people out there that said, "Oh well, we don't want them doing these remakes, do we? Because they keep on fucking them up." But then there's, one that they like, and I was like, "No, you can't support any of them. If you support any of them, then they think that any of them are going to be okay. Just because Dumbo was a failure doesn't mean that The Lion King didn't make what, $400 million more than the original Lion King. Like,
Yep.
holy shit, that's a lot of fucking money.
Sad times.
And it
Yeah,
was
Did,
and
and it wasn't even fucking real. It was still just CGI.
did you know that I saw an article about the dude that played Aladdin? He said he was struggling to get an audition after the Aladdin movie and shit.
Man, bruh, my thing with that is you can't act. You think like you think just cause a movie is $1 billion makes $1 billion, which you was terrible in it, that means that you just gonna get these movies, bruh? Nah, bruh.
That's how America
Nah.
works.
Nah, bruh. Not at
you
all.
know what astonishes me is Chris Evans. Now, I like Captain America. He'll always be in Captain America in every movie, but my God, he can't act and he still gets movies. I don't understand. Like I saw the Netflix movie he was in, it was terrible. Knives Out, his
He
acting
was
was
funny in Knives
laughable.
Out. That was
It
interesting
was
to see him play it.
come on, don't gas it up. It was all
Nah,
right.
he was alright. He was
Let's.
good. He was cool.
I have
Yeah.
Bitchy right here. She was so pissed off, Perp, when we walked out. I thought she was gonna punch me.
I mean, bruh, he's not a good actor. Like outside of Captain America, he's not good.
Like Perp, you could take him out of the movie and put anyone else in that role. That's what I mean. Like
Nah, like
even honestly, even Jamie Lee Curtis, she had two lines in the or two or three lines in that film, and she swore at the dude. But I mean, like, there were only a
So
few
I
people
could
who stood
put
out.
no, you said I could put anyone in that role. So I could
Yeah.
put Morgan Freeman in that role and it would work.
Yep.
no.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll remember that when I don't see Knives Out.
Now, I mean, like I said, I gave the movie a 7, but I mean, I figured
You
it
give a
out in the
lot of
middle of the
movies a
movie.
7.
It's definitely a 7.
I give it an
It's
8.
Yeah,
see,
but
that's
this one, it's like he gave it a 7 and he likes it and thinks that it's a okay movie, but then he gives Black Panther a 7 and it's trash.
All right. Yeah,
The
like
numbers
what is it?
don't mean anything.
Yeah, they don't.
no. I gave my numbers on the fact that um how the movie is. It deserved a 7. Like the
So then
shots,
it's
things
not
like that.
trash.
Which one, Black Panther or Knives Out?
Correct. All of the sevens.
I know what you're doing here, PB.
All of them. All of the sevens. I
Okay,
want to know if
let me.
all of the sevens are trash or if they're not. It's just a real easy question.
Oh my God. As a movie, Black Panther is not trash. My personal feelings are I feel I don't like it. I personally think
So
it's
you're
trash,
splitting
okay?
it. You're
Does that
splitting it.
clarify it? I personally have a hatred towards that movie.
Oh man,
I'm sure
that was a good one.
I'm pretty sure all that hatred will go away once Black Panther 2 come out. That should shut you up.
No,
Because
no,
if
perfect.
I
No,
know
perfect. They
this is
got me with one. I'm not seeing two.
I,
I'm not
I
doing it.
I know a lot of people are falling for this
How
rumor,
can
but
you
if this
not see
rumor ends
two?
up being true, with Doctor Doom being the main villain of that, which I highly doubt that, but
Oh,
That would be epic.
you mean that rumor that came from some random website and just because somebody said
Yeah,
it, it's true?
yeah. That seems to go be happening a lot nowadays,
That it
especially
happens
this
every
year.
day.
Every year, every day, it's something new.
Like my homeboy hit me up and I said the same thing to him and he's like, "Well, this person got something else right." I'm like, "Okay." So
Wow.
if I throw something out there and I'm right, that means you need to believe it, me every time I put out some fake stories. Like, come on, bro.
All right.
Correct.
Anakin Skywalker
Just
confirmed.
make sure it's in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do something like an absolutely true rumor.
Boba Fett will be in the Rise of Skywalker. Confirmed.
Right.
George Lucas's cousin, third time removed, confirmed.
Gary Coleman CG character is in this movie.
Oh God, that's so terrible. So I actually had an interesting article from Fox News, and I've got to click over screens to
Did it
read it.
again. He actually had an interesting article.
Oh my
Nothing
God,
previously was interesting, people.
PB's been PB's been too sharp these last couple of days. This is what happens when he somewhat comes in on time.
I took like a 2-minute nap like 3 hours ago.
All right, so I'm just gonna click over to this article. Hold on a second, because I got to switch screens.
I will hold on
Uh,
for exactly 1.2 seconds. Okay, that was long
okay,
enough. What's
so
taking so long?
uh, Tom Holland might have saved Spider-Man's exit from Marvel with a drunken phone call to Disney's CEO Bob Iger. So,
That's
Just
not
give him more money,
possible.
Bob. I know you got them deep pockets, Bobby. Just give him the money.
like, and Fox News is reporting this. It's on their site if you guys want to pull up the article and follow along with Zod. Um, this title alone just made me laugh. I was like, oh my God. Like, could you picture Tom Holland? No, he's like, Bob,
Bruh.
just
Th-
give him the
Maybe
deal, Bob.
underage.
Oh my God.
There's no way that he has Bob Iger's phone number.
Right. I don't think Bob Iger contacts any actors or he only
I
has
don't think
casting
Robert
managers.
Downey Jr. has his number.
Yeah. It's like don't contact me.
It's that one might be possible, but no, he had the work number, and Gladys in the front office. I had to go with the name, so that's what I went with. She's like, "Hey, Bob, uh,
Wow.
Tommy Holland is on the phone for you again. This is the fifth time he's called today. Could you just pick up the phone in there, Bobby, please? It's just Tommy Holland on the phone here. He says he's
Tommy Holland.
Spider-Man.
So,
Anyway, Biden Touch says Zod saw my dinghy and
Oh,
rated it a 7.
oh my.
Pause.
first off, that is false. I would have definitely given it an 8, Biden.
Oh my
Don't
God.
Pause.
Bruh.
downplay yourself.
Bruh.
Oh my
That is
God.
Bruh.
so gay,
What
bro.
what are you doing?
What in the world? Bruh.
What that is not how you respond.
No, bruh. Like, no, bruh.
You ever heard the
No.
word deny, deny, deny?
I thought it was just gonna be that is false, and then he was going to just pivot right back to the topic. Like that was the whole
Wow.
point. I was like,
Wow.
oh, nice. He's gonna play this properly. Nope. Wrong
Come on.
again.
Just exposed yourself, Zod.
Thank God the camera's off.
Oh.
So back to this delightful article. To the delight of many MCU fans, it was announced 2 months ago Spider-Man would not be leaving the MCU anytime soon. That was debatable. After public fallout in August, Sony Pictures Entertainment and the Walt Disney Studios found a way to work together, with the studios revealing that they would, in fact, be teaming up once more to produce a third Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland. The now 23-year-old actor, wow, he's young, is sharing more details about what happened behind the scenes of the reunion. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel to promote upcoming film Spies in Disguise on Wednesday, Helen explained to the um, eponymous host that following the news that the two studios would no longer be working together on the project, Helen sent Bob Iger an email thanking the Disney CEO for the opportunity to be in the MCU. Iger, 68, was apparently so moved by the note that he insisted on hopping on the phone with Holland. However, at the time of the exec's call, Holland said he and his family were at a local pub where they were participating in quiz night. A likely story. My
Figures.
quiz night, take a shot. You get a right answer, take a shot. You get a wrong answer, take a shot. My my family and I went to the pub quiz in our local town. Holland said we're doing a quiz, and I'm like 3 pints in, right? I haven't eaten much, and I get on a phone call from an unknown number, and I have a feeling I'm like, I think this is Bob Iger, but I'm drunk. Although Holland did not reveal much about the conversation, he did share that after thanking Iger for the opportunity, the Disney CEO replied, "There is a world in which we can make this work." From there, the star said there were a bunch of phone calls back and forth between Sony Pictures and Chairman Tim Rothman, whom Holland said was real instrumental in the process of initially thinking that it was going to be a goodbye phone call. Holland admitted that he wept. Oh God. Yeah.
Wow.
we we had a really good plan with what we were going to do with Sony. Holland told Kimmel 52 of the standalone movie, the future of Spider-Man was still very bright, but it would have been a shame to take him out of the MCU. That's where he belongs, and we built such a strong character in that world. It would have been a shame to lose that. But I'm just really glad that we managed to work it out, he added. The next Spider-Man film will be in July 16th, 2021. So,
You sound like
so
you're about to tear up over this.
You gonna
yeah,
cry?
that that just that just touched the heartstrings.
He sent him a fucking email. That's goddamn hilarious.
So we were right. He didn't have Iger's number.
Email
Bob,
got screened, it made it through, and they're like, oh, we can turn this into a positive story. Holy shit.
I'm
But then,
just
now,
really curious
now you think about it.
how that. Go ahead, Perp.
No, I said now that you think about it, Bob Iger does sound like a supervillain's name.
It's totally a supervillain's name. He never read this fucking email. He read this email at the same time that he was watching the Snyder Cut.
So we figured it out. The Snyder Cut's real. Bob Iger has it. I knew it. I gotta go message Lethal. I mean, LB, did you think that this call with Holland was instrumental in them getting getting that seriously?
I'm sorry, I was reading the text, but you said, do you think I believe it?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it for one bit. This is absolute buffoonery. Like, there's no truth at all to this story. This is one of those, um, you know, Doctor Doom is going to transition into a woman and be the love interest for Black Panther in part two. That's
So
one of
then it
those.
would be Nurse Doom,
Yeah,
Ooh.
exactly.
or is that sexist of me?
Well, most nurses are women, so no, it's not.
Okay.
I've seen male nurses. I don't know how to
I
feel
bet you
about that.
have. Bet you
Yeah.
have.
You know what?
You set yourself up.
Yo, you beat me to it. You really beat me to it, bro.
Oh fuck! That was perfect.
Yo, you really beat me to it, though. I promise you.
Oh man.
Tonight's one of those late nights where I hope I don't get the views tomorrow because people are gonna go, this this shit. This would be my show that would go trending. Be like, Zod's gay. Everyone come back.
Sounds gay. He likes male nurses. That's a title right there. You should title this through the like.
Zod likes male nurses. Oh God.
And sword play.
Sword play and male nurses. Oh, that's gonna be a fun thumbnail.
Yep. You get the
Oh.
one of Ray and her Swiss Army sword.
But yeah. So I mean, I thought this was a funny thing. I totally don't believe this story. I do believe he's drunk. I would really like to know what the conversation was. That would be pretty fascinating. But I don't think that it was responsible for uh, saving the deal. I think that Sony had a really good position. And you know what? This deal is still non-specific. When I look at this deal, they're only mentioning the third movie, right? But they haven't elaborated on exactly what Spider-Man's future is. They keep on bringing up that he's got a third film coming out, but a lot of these characters do crossovers, right? We've seen Ant-Man and in an end credit scene, things like that. They cross over movies a lot, and I don't hear any of that. And he was supposedly supposed to be taking over for Tony Stark, right? That was the whole lead-in. So, I mean, I would really like to know what the specifics of the deal is. Does he get just one movie? Is there going to be more? Is there going to be cameos?
Who knows?
I
Who
honestly
knows?
think that they should just let him do one more movie and just have him be cameos and you know what I'm saying, just kind of not completely sever his ties with the MCU, but kind of just I don't know, kind of just want to see a different type of Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that, honestly. You know, just kind of start something new on the Sony end.
Right.
You know, get some different things, different things going. And you know, Sony is missing having Spider-Man in its movies. You had Venom do good. I liked Venom. I think it would be interesting seeing Tom Hardy's Venom meet Spider-Man. I like that. Um, I don't know. I feel like them not
But,
having Spider-Man and some of the properties that come along with that character hurts them with their movie end.
I mean, it's not like and this is a good thing that they got Tom Holland at the age that they they did because like they could fuck around and just after this third movie, Spider-Man be in limbo or something like that, he'll still be young and stuff. So it's not like Tom Holland's in his like 40s and stuff, and they're scrambling for time and stuff and trying to get him in this and get him in that.
I know he's 23. I didn't even know that. I mean, he could play Spider-Man for a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want him to play Spider-Man for like the next 15 years at least.
I'm pretty sure he wants that role. I mean,
That's a lot of
it's.
Yeah, he's a
dedication.
white guy. He wants to be the new Iron Man.
I mean, PB, we all know you're a fan of connected universes, and I'm pretty sure you don't have a problem with the Spider-Man movies. Do you think he would be better on the Sony end or on the Marvel end?
He's always going to be better on the Marvel end. What's he going to do on the Sony end? They're not going to move him into the Venom movies.
I mean,
Not
I
gonna
anything
mean,
could
work.
happen. I think it could change anything up, and they could just be like, plop, he's in there now.
I mean,
And
I
like
suppose they could.
Spider-Man is like the only Marvel character that can literally just have his own little universe and stuff. So it's like they they so I would say the MCU or just Marvel Studios needs Spider-Man more than Sony, honestly, because it's just like you got all these different characters and villains and stuff you could pull from, and Marvel wants that. But who knows? Anything could happen.
I mean, PB, they did kill Iron Man.
Yeah, I know
Spoiler
they.
for anyone who
Yeah,
hasn't seen the
why you got to rub it in?
game. So, I mean, this is the thing that I find weird. Okay, they built up Captain America, they built up Iron Man all these years, they built up Thor and all these characters, and half of that roster now is like gone. So it does lead to that debate that the purpose saying like really the MCU does benefit more with Spider-Man being in their movies. Because I mean, who are they leading it with now? Jane Foster, Captain Marvel.
No, with Black Widow. Because she's
Oh yeah,
dead.
yeah, that's right. She's dead.
She went splat.
That's how we know it's a prequel.
Yes, Gary, I agree. I liked Michael Keaton as Vulture. LB, you and
What's
me
up?
we did a review on the new Spider-Man. Thought it was we both agreed it was a pretty good movie. Do you think that the that Marvel does in fact need Spider-Man more, given where their roster is right now?
I mean, Spider-Man is the top Marvel character, like all time, right now, forever. Does the, does the most merchandise, toys, all that stuff. So you would think they would build around this character, but they've made him to be Tony Stark's love child. So
Oh, it's pretty much Midoriya.
And Trey Courtney was saying the same thing in the chat, how he relegated to more of a sidekick, and I agree with Trey on a lot. And it's like the way I feel, everyone was going crazy, right? The MCU is losing Spider-Man, but me personally, on the other end, I like Sony. I liked Into the Spider-Verse. I'm not fucking John Campea and saying it was the best movie of the year, fucking crazy bastard, but I'd say it was. I mean, Jesus Christ, never mind. But anyways, it was good. And I think that Venom was a good movie as well. But I think that Sony, given the type of movies they're putting out now, I think that they could really elevate the character. Tom Holland being in his own universe without having these people cross over into his movies, I think that
But
would take the franchise up a level.
LB makes a good point. They should have like instead of saying, "Hey, Captain Marvel's the new face," they should have just at that moment, since you introduced Spider-Man, be like, "All right, we're going to start building our stories around him," and just
Honestly, it would be hard to do
yeah,
because um they don't own the rights to the character.
yeah, it would be tricky for certain characters. Yeah,
Toriel, hi.
it would be difficult. But like, I like what you said. They like to tie everything around him and whatnot.
It would be nice to do that because, like I said, he's Marvel Superman.
Pretty
Exactly.
much.
But we see what DC does with Superman, so I guess that's not a good example.
Yeah. Apparently, they don't know what to do with him. So.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's like yeah, you could say like you could pull from source material or something like that, but still like Superman is a hard character to sell because he's kind of boring. You know, how do you make a person that can pretty much do everything interesting?
I mean,
Create
they've
villain
been
story.
making comics for what 70 years. They can figure out a
Yeah,
way. They really can figure out a way. It's just the fact that they're lazy. They just want to keep doing the same thing. Batman
right.
versus Lex Luthor, Kryptonite.
Batman's their go-to. Like the way when it comes to Warner Brothers stuff, like Batman is the safe bet.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And you know, the thing the thing that Marvel gets right is they know how to spin those B-rated, and let's be real, a lot of that Marvel roster is B-rated heroes, but they know how to spin their stories and make them interesting. Like, who thought Ant-Man would be a household name? I mean, when I took my mom to see that, she's like, what the hell is an Ant-Man? I was like, trust me, you like the movie, and she loved it. And who sold that? The actor and the way that the story was made and everything else. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he turned out to gain some popularity, so they can do
yeah.
it.
I remember for the longest that people thought that Iron Man was the leader of the Avengers. I was like, no.
Talk about in the movie. You talk about in the movies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
like
that.
I guess they don't pay attention to the movies because I mean, from like Captain America, that's when I didn't like Captain America to be honest with you because like he was trying to insert himself as the leader because that's just his character. But like
Mm,
he earned that right by the end of the movie, like
right.
that he's the leader of the Avengers. Like Iron Man
And
just
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
he just the man with the bag.
Yep, pretty much. He's
I
the
mean,
plug.
to be fair, though, Captain America's first movie did say the first Avenger, and he did fight Nazis. I'm just saying, and it was badass. I'm not just saying that because he happens to be from around the same
And
area
It,
as me,
it,
being
it,
like my
it wasn't
hero.
until it took Winter. I think Winter Soldier is the movie that made everybody like, all right, Cap is that dude. Because the way he like from the minute that movie opens, when he's just throwing that shield
Bruh,
around,
bruh,
yo,
bruh. That opening scene of the Winter Soldier is probably like my favorite in the
it's
MCU. Like,
great.
bruh, not the Anthony Mackie stuff, but the opening fight, the mission scene. Like, bruh,
Right.
that like set the tone. Like, it lets you know, Cap mean business here. This
You don't
ain't
want to
this
get hit by a shield.
this ain't the Cap that don't know how to fight.
All right.
Dude,
You
when
do
I
this all
watched,
day.
dude, it's funny you bring that up because I watched Winter Soldier, as a matter of fact, yesterday. And dude, when he punched the dude so hard and he flipped him on his face, I was like, God damn, that's a hard hit.
I kind of
Like
wish
he
the
didn't
only
hit
my only
him.
gripe with Winter Soldier is that they made the Winter Soldier a good guy. That was kind of like he was a cool villain.
Yeah, I did like the villain part. Oh man, that knife scene. That. Oh. That is how you knife fight. Like when they were like fighting on the bridge and
Hmm.
they were fighting back and forth with the knives. I was like, wow.
I do
And
want to
Winter
see
Soldier
a
dropped
MC.
and switched his hands. Oh,
I do want to see an MCU movie with just no humor in it. Like that would be refreshing. That would definitely be
yeah.
refreshing.
I think Winter Soldier was probably the closest thing you got to a
Yeah,
darker MCU.
that's that and like Civil War. I'll take Civil War. Like give me another one of those type of kind of paced films.
That was but that was a good Black Panther movie. And I say that because Black Panther was far more badass in Civil War. Like
Oh yeah, I mean I
that
won't
movie,
disagree with that.
that movie made me like him, and then they made Black Panther, and it totally destroyed his arc. Because like, how do you take a guy? And I'm not gonna lie, in that movie, he was totally badass. You were all like, "Oh no, you can't go and kill this guy," and he's like, "Forget you, I'm gonna kill him." Wakanda. I was like, "All right, I could get aboard with this guy. He doesn't give a shit what anyone says." I also respected the fact that he was the only one who figured out the villain's overall plan while they were sitting there fighting. It goes, "Oh, okay, I see what's going on here." Like, I respected all that, and then they made Black Panther and totally fucked up his arc. That was my other problem with the movie. Like, you
Hey,
already had a character go through an arc. Why are you gonna rehash the same thing?
Trey Courtney, I man, look, I wouldn't say Winter Soldier is my favorite movie in the MCU. I would say that's my favorite solo movie. But look, I'm not disagreeing. I would not be mad at anybody that says that Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie. Not one bit,
It's definitely top 10.
bruh.
Yeah,
If you don't stop, bruh,
What you mean?
definitely top 10. Bro, they only got 23 movies, so you're basically saying it's run of the mill or MCU movie,
No,
bro.
no, no.
What
That's top five. It's in my top five, but like
exactly?
it's definitely like it definitely needs to be like it's not in no like bottom 11, 12. Nah, you tripping if you're saying that. It definitely deserves to be in the top 10.
yeah,
Yeah,
because we
it's
all
top
know
five,
Captain
bro.
Marvel was one.
But it's top five, bro. Like I would definitely fight somebody, not fight physically. I will fight their opinion if they say that Winter Soldier is not in their top 10. Like that's ridiculous. Like I
Somebody said
I can have legitimate reasons for why it's top five.
there's some people that their first movie was Captain Marvel. And they're like, oh, that's amazing.
Bro, I can't talk
I'm
to them.
like, yeah, right. Your opinion does not matter.
So Trey Courtney, like man, look, the Hulk was actually the Incredible Hulk, not the Eric Banya one, the MCU Hulk. That was actually the first
Yeah,
MCU movie I watched, and I watched it in the theater the weekend it came out, and I loved
so
it,
did
man.
I.
I I watched it a while ago, and I didn't like it as much because due to like continuity and the issues. But man, it's basically a nonstop ride, man. They get right to it. It's action nonstop. It's a good movie. It's slept on.
I was pissed that they got rid of Edward Norton. I still think like he was the best Bruce Banner. I don't like the Mark Ruffalo uh, Hulk. There's just I don't know. There's something Edward Norton put into the character when I watched it where I just connected more with that. Like Mark has some good lines, like because I've been going through watching some of the older MCU films again, and like in the first Avenger movies where he said he's like, "I know my secret now," and he goes, "You want to know the secret? I'm always angry." Like I like that bit, but there's
Hey, hold
something.
on. Toriel is leaving. Hey, good night. You enjoy work.
Good night, Toriel. But I mean, I thought Edward Norton was a good pick, but I'm sad because they say he's hard to work with, and that's why he didn't continue in the MCU.
Yeah. He was well, if I can remember, he was trying to rewrite scenes. He was trying to use his clout to get stuff changed, blah blah blah. And he was like, nah, bruh. So that's why they got rid of him. But man, I feel you on that. Like I feel like he put more, you know, into the character than Mark does with Hulk.
Well, I mean, when you look
So,
at the two actors too, it's what really has Mark Ruffalo done that's
maybe
really good
maybe
outside.
maybe Edward Norton was trying to change the stuff that they were trying to do with the Hulk or and whatnot. Because look at what the Hulk turned into now. He's pretty much
Yep.
useless.
yeah, like for me, Mark Ruffalo, he has moments. Like I know he's a good actor.
Hmm.
He has moments, but then there's just like moments where it's just like, man, no, no. Oh my.
PB, what do you think?
Think about which part of it.
All of it. I just wanted to get your intake. What? Well, first, let's start with you have a rating system for your MCU movies. We've talked about avidly and off air. So, where did you put the Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier is right near the top. I think I have it at either 2 or 3.
I forgot. What'd
Mm-hmm.
you put at number one?
Infinity War.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I like honestly, like man, Infinity War for me, I man, it's like the feelings you had when you walked out the theater when you seen the movie. It's just like wow.
Yep.
It's like I never had that for a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know how to feel. It's like, hold on, man.
I,
Thanos
I,
won.
Yeah, I was like, I thought this was a Marvel movie. Everyone's been bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching that nobody, as far as villains are concerned, ever does anything of consequence, let alone wins in a Marvel movie.
And
Well,
yeah,
if they would have won, would him have winning carried as much weight as it did? I don't think so.
and you know it's the craziest thing. They complained about that. I'm not gonna say everybody. I know it's a lot of people as far, reviews and like people like general people. They complain about how the villains suck or the villain never wins. The villain wins. Hold up, he won. Why? He's not supposed to win. It's like, bro.
it's his story. Like even the director said that this first part was going to be his story, and then the second half was going to be the Avengers.
It's just like, come on, bro. Y'all is make up your mind. People just don't know what they
I
want, bro.
I still think there's a possibility they could bring back Thanos in the future, like far, far, far into the future. But
Yeah, they'll figure out a
Like
way.
a clone, so it'll be a baby
no,
Thanos.
it's just it'll just be
Bruh,
another.
baby Thanos would be hilarious.
I mean, they could like next time they do Infinity War this time, like they can literally do it like the comics, like have Lady Death and all that shit and do all that crazy stuff. Have
Then
Adam
when
Warlock
he holds that little double-sided dagger, it'll actually be the right size.
and
Yeah, I remember the first experience with Infinity War, right? I'm there and I'm watching it. There's a bunch of bright eyed, happy kids in the front row with their family, getting ready to see the Avengers beat the most ultimate villain, you know? And then, Thor comes out,
yeah,
everyone's cheering, everyone's happy. Thor's got that hammer and the axe, right? Going to town. Thanos looks like he's down and out. And then he raises that arm because Thor was arrogant. He couldn't go for that headshot and and the theater went quiet. I swear to God, you could hear a pin drop in that theater. Like, it was one of those movie experiences. Like, you know how when everyone's seeing a fucked up movie and they come out and no one says nothing to anyone, you don't even look to the person next to you and it's a crowded theater. You walk with your head down and you're like thinking about life. It
Well, I
was one of
probably
those
had some
moments.
weird looks going at me because I'm pretty sure I said "holy shit" a few times.
It's
Man,
gonna be tricky though because it's like they really did kind of shoot their load with like Thanos. It's like if you introduce Galactus, he's got to be 10 times better than Thanos. Like you set the bar
I
so
mean,
high now for like
I
what
mean,
like
kind of, but like they've major. Just think about it. Like I'm not a
mhm.
comic book expert, but I'm familiar with villains and stuff. Now take the MCU out of it and just Thanos isn't even their top villain. Like
That's true.
he probably wouldn't even be their top three for Marvel villains.
Mm,
So it's like think about it, man. The possibilities they have with Doctor Doom, for example.
yeah, like Doctor Doom would probably be the only one that could come close to like just the impact factor. Like as long as they don't kill him, that'd
Yeah,
be a
that's the thing
huge
too.
mistake.
I mean, Doctor Doom is no General Zod.
That's true. I agree. You know, General Zod set that bar. Everyone remembers
Doctor
Superman 1 and
Doom
2.
has charisma. They're not going to just kill him off.
Oh,
You
you
never
son
know.
of a
But yeah, I think Doctor Doom will be like the closest thing that you'll get like for people like just casual fans. You'll be like, oh shit, Doctor Doom. Like he's gotta be on like they gotta get his character right though. You gotta just have him pop up in like random ass movies or some shit. Like just doing something on the side.
It's got to be super evil, though.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, if they're gonna do a big bad villain next, I mean Doctor Doom, Galactus, um, they won't go Magneto again because I mean Magneto's been used in X-Men since the late '90s.
Oh, could you imagine that if Doctor Doom and like Magneto teamed up and like, yo, let's join forces to take these little fuckers out, and that'd be
Yeah,
epic.
man. I mean, what? I mean, Mr. Sinister, but
Yeah,
he,
you got
he
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Sinister.
he's lame to me. But they.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean the big ones is what Galactus and Doctor Doom.
Apocalypse. They gotta do him again.
I would prefer they stay away from the X-Men villains as a big bad villain.
Yeah, wait 20 years.
Ah,
Or five.
20 years. That's a tease.
20 years later.
I feel
No,
like with Apocalypse though, that should be like the net like that should be like the one of the bosses before you get to Galactus. Galactus should be like the final, wrap everything up. We got to reboot this whole
Right. It's the
thing.
final cloud in the sky that you have to clear up.
Like I would like that they did that. Like next time, like a video game, like you fight
Mhm.
against smaller bosses, then you get to the big time boss. Like, yeah, they did that in the MCU, kinda. With Loki, I guess. But
yeah,
yeah, it
Loki
would
was
be cool.
awesome.
Like what you just said, Perp. Like, okay, to get to the Galactus, you're gonna have to get through this person. Cause like before, I mean, let's keep it real. With the Avengers, it was simple. Ultron was simple.
Mhm. You could bring back Ultron too.
Yeah,
Ultron could come back.
yeah.
Yeah, they never. I watched that again. They never really specified like if he was
I think
destroyed
he's still.
fully or not.
Dude,
I think he's
Ultron
still
is
around.
like Brainiac. He's never gone.
Just
Oh
waiting
yeah,
for the right time.
I
and
mean, I'd be down for that. Return of Ultron or whatever.
Revenge of Ultron.
Yeah, because I mean,
I like who was it? James Spader who did as him.
There's no
honestly,
strings on me.
Ultron
I
was
love
such a
that.
letdown, man. Like, shoot.
I'm just mad they took that whole like just I don't know. They definitely did kind of like mislead people because I thought we
That
were gonna get like this
kinda,
sinister.
kinda.
Yeah, they definitely misled
The,
us.
the,
Like he was
the,
throwing jokes around every like that.
the only thing they misled us more was the Mandarin. But yeah, they misled us with Ultron. Like they made, bruh,
Hey,
they
hey,
made what's up,
no talking smack about Trevor.
bruh?
They'll
They made
never see me coming.
they made Ultron seemed like he was going to like be the greatest villain of all time. The way they promoted him in the trailers and stuff, and in this movie, laughing and joking, just like, bruh, really? I thought it was going to be the end of the Avengers, bro. I went into Age of Ultron thinking, it, boy, I don't know how they gonna beat this guy.
Yeah, it's just like damn, only one Avenger dies, like, and it's like not even the most
Not
interesting one.
even an not even a real Avenger.
Yeah, he's a fake Avenger.
Right. He didn't run too fast. He ran too slow.
He never saw it coming, bruh.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that it was the speedster. Didn't he get shot or something. I that's the one I hadn't
Yeah, he
gone
got
back and
shot.
watched yet. He
He's not
got
fast as the
shot.
Flash, so
So,
He's pretty fast though.
that shit was funny as hell when he ripped Claw's hand, like his whole arm off and shit. That shit was, or like chopped his shit off and shit. He was like, "Oh, my bad."
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
so Gary says the first Guardians movie is one of the best in my opinion. It stands out as a sci-fi movie more than a superhero movie. Biden Touch agrees, and he's touching Gary North on the shoulder, and he says Guardians 1 is top 5 for sure.
I like Guardians too,
Did he
though.
sniff
I
him?
know a lot of people.
What was
Is my
that?
No, I was
I
saying
just asked if he
I like.
sniffed him.
No, I agree. And Perp, I liked Guardians too as well. I liked Baby Groot, and
That's not
I
in the
loved
first Guardians.
no, he was just a flower pot in the first Guardians.
You know why I like Guardians too? Because that
What?
final fight was like some Dragon Ball Z shit. I was like, yo, Dragon Ball Z movie could happen. You know, they were fighting like had beam struggles and all that
Talking
shit. Like,
about the dance battle?
no, I'm talking about the second movie.
Oh, the second movie.
My
Like,
favorite one was with Baby Groot and the bomb, where he's like, "Do you have any marker?" He goes, "No, I don't have marker." Like that whole fucking banter was
Does
hilarious.
anybody have any tape?
He goes, "I'll take the button." Like
Will
I don't know
masking
why.
tape work? No, we don't have any. Well, then why did you ask?
Like I think okay, if there's one MCU movie that I think does the humor well, and that it just fits them, it's the Guardians
It's Iron
because
Man. Oh.
no, Iron
I
Man has sarcastic humor. God,
love
PB's
it.
PB's go-to all the time is Iron Man. I swear to God, if they said Tony Stark was running for president tomorrow, PB would vote like 30 times.
here's a question:
Because you
who
can
has
always count on him to pleasure himself.
who has the worst trilogy, Thor or Iron Man?
Thor,
Thor.
Oh. Thor easily has the worst trilogy. That's what the hell kind of question is that?
The Dark World.
Like, Thor
I
has the
watched.
worst trilogy of all of the characters that are going to have trilogies. It's going to be worse than the Ant-Man trilogy.
Thor might have the worst movie.
Mm.
Like
It's
okay,
possible.
I hate Thor. The first movie was serviceable. That second movie, I watched it again. I watched it again recently, and I was sitting there watching it, and I go, "Holy fuck, this is worse than the first time."
He's just racist against elves.
Fuck those elves. The most uninteresting
like
villain ever. His only power was to put you to sleep.
and,
Every time
and,
this motherfucker was on.
Ragnarok had potential, but they chose to go in this jokey ass comedic route, and it's just like they could have really just done something crazy with that one.
Right.
They did do something
They was
crazy.
they they changed the entire plan on how they was going with that movie. They did.
Yes,
You saw the Hulk's ass.
I
Zod wanted to see that. I didn't want to see that.
Nah, I've got standards. I
Yeah,
only
male
support
nurses.
I only
Yeah,
support
we know all about your sword standards.
I only support America's ass. That's the
Unless he's only if he's a male nurse, of course.
I mean, but if we think about it, Captain America's trilogy is being propped up by what? Black Panther and Iron Man.
No,
Nah, man, he
Winter
got the best
Soldier
of both
was
experience.
fire.
The first Avenger, like after
What?
the first time I watched it, I was like, that was cool,
Bruh.
interesting. Then I
First,
watched it again, I was like, I can respect it more now that I've seen like Winter Soldier and
bruh,
just where his character's going.
the first Avengers fire. Like I liked it from the get go, but
Mm-hmm.
like watching like Captain America. I mean, watching Avengers and the Winter Soldier and stuff, it makes it better because it's actually the one movie out of the trilogy that actually has a full. Out of all the movies that has a trilogy, it has a full arc.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Comes full circle.
And I appreciated that.
What do you
And
mean?
this is for
There is a full arc in Iron Man 3. He goes out of the water and lands in Kentucky, or is it Tennessee?
I think it was Tennessee.
oh,
But
let's be
Zach, you
real
better
though.
hope. I keep saying this. You better hope. Come 2021, your boy Shang-Chi better hit 1 billion, and that shit
I
better
already
be
told you.
100%
I already
on
told you it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's not.
Watch.
The Chinese are going to revolt. They're going to be like, not my Chinamen.
And man, if Bruce Lee was still alive, Bruce Lee as Shang-Chi, that
Bro,
damn,
he'd be
that'd be
fucking like
amazing.
100 years old.
But he looked 20.
He'll throw his head up. He would look like Jet Li does right now.
Oh my God.
I still wouldn't fight Jet Li or Jackie Chan. I saw The Foreigner. I was like, Jackie Chan still be fucking people up at
If
80.
if if they have the choreography of the dudes that did the raid for Shang-Chi, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll be ready
You
for
talking
it.
about that parkour nonsense? Come on, I'm a
Wow.
martial artist. You try. I want to see someone do a kickflip off a wall. Watch what I do to him. I'm gonna punch him right in the nuts.
No,
End
no,
of
you're
fight.
not.
Of
You gonna
course,
put
you're
somebody in
going
the
right for the sword.
nuts? Going for the Crocs.
Gary Gary North put Bruce Lee would kill all the Avengers. You fucking right, Gary. That's some level-headed
Unless if he
thinking.
comes across Brad Pitt, then but it might be a different story. He
Yeah.
might get
The
thrown into a
Invisible
car.
Man.
Be right back.
He'd
Be
never.
right back.
All right,
There's
man.
only one
All right.
thing that can take out Brad Pitt. That's power lines.
PB, you didn't watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet?
No, I did not watch that yet.
You
Oh, you
should.
gotta watch that. That shit was funny. Yeah, I got
Very
that
long.
joke.
Very long.
It's long.
It's
It's
like
like 2 hours
2 hours, 40 something
and some
minutes.
change. Yeah.
Holy shit! That's pretty long for a comedy in Mexico.
And you
Oh
should also
man,
definitely watch The Irishman, even though it's 3.5 hours. But that 3.5 hours
Oh my
felt like
God!
that felt like 2.5 hours, to be honest. Like that's how well it was
Like the
paced.
last time I watched a 3-hour movie was Endgame, which was worth it. What's the
yeah.
connected universe to this movie?
Hey man, all you gotta know is Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro. Game.
Oh,
It's connect.
Robert De Niro
PB.
got his brains blowed out by a skinny white man.
Uh, PB. You ever watch mob movies?
I mean, I probably have seen a couple of them, but I have
Okay,
not
that's your
seen a lot of
connected
them.
universe.
So
This is
it's
about Jimmy
connected to
Hoffa.
the movie Get Shorty?
Every mob movie's connected. Just
'Cause I like Get Shorty. You put John Travolta in a smart car, and then he's making fun of black people that are only getting 5 miles to the gallon in their Hummer.
I like Be Cool more than Get Shorty.
Oh, Be Cool's the sequel, right?
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I was
not gonna
talking
lie.
about Be Cool the whole time. Whoops.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing The Rock play the ukulele was probably the funniest shit I've seen in my entire life. my entire life.
The Rock's a professional, man. He can do it all. He's a quintuple threat.
And also too with Vince Vaughn being like a wannabe gangster, that was hilarious.
He's not a
Like,
wannabe. He is a gangster. He's got that buttered hair and everything.
oh yeah, so Grim Monolith says
I didn't
Netflix
know that.
launches The Witcher on the same day Star Wars comes out. Ooh, which
So,
one's
Word.
like, December 20th,
Yep.
yeah.
2020 AD,
You know,
just in case someone was confused out there if we were talking BC. Like, we're not, no BC internet here.
so that'll be interesting. We should see how many views versus how many people see Star Wars. I'll do both. I'll go see Rise of Skywalker and watch The Witcher.
Yeah, I won't probably do either because I don't think it's going to be broadcast into my home via Russia yet on the 20th.
I'm be seeing Rise of Skywalker that Thursday, and then whenever Witcher drops at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, watch that and watch Mandalorian.
Damn, man.
Ah,
Kirk's just
Mandalorian's
planning.
coming out. Mandalorian's not coming out that
Oh
week.
yeah,
not
It's
come
coming out Wednesday or
right.
something.
yeah. It's all right. Yeah, I forgot that they moved it. Yeah, they moved it up a little bit.
I mean, what a bunch of weirdos. Like, you knew when the movie was coming out, you knew when the show was coming out. Why did you set it for a Friday release schedule?
Good
Yeah,
question.
that's weird. So,
I don't
so then
know.
it's
It's
gonna
the
come
same
out.
question I had about frickin' why put the Black Widow trailer out now in the middle of the fucking night when you could have just put it out at the Rise of Skywalker in 2 weeks. Like, 2 weeks wouldn't have made a difference for Black Widow. It doesn't come out until May. So why did they put it out now? Why are they drawing attention away from Star Wars? It's very
Yeah,
confusing.
Who knows what they do? And I still don't know why they dropped it at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that the timing is so weird. Like, usually when they don't say anything about it, they drop at like 8 or 9 in the morning East Coast time. But I'm sitting here and I'm seeing like notifications of people that I'm sub to, and they're dropping reactions, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
Yeah,
Black Widow trailer? What?"
when I saw it, like there's like it was like an hour ago. It's like, damn, that was fast. I thought there was because I saw like somebody put out like a schedule or whatever. They're supposed to come out like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, good luck with that. But yeah, that shit is that was kind of bad. That was bad on their part to do that.
I think the person who set it up hit the wrong number on the schedule button.
That is possible. That is really possible.
Like, they totally did, or they set their time zone wrong. One of the two. Like, you got both options there.
Hey,
well,
I see your album review got 110 views so far. You probably got more than that.
Yeah, like 100. It's at like 160,
Okay,
150.
nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice,
I had
Nice.
100 views in the first like 30 minutes.
nice. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
congrats.
Yeah,
Whose
people.
album?
XXX Tentacion.
That's how you pronounce it. Wow.
Hmm
I
It's
thought it
it's
was.
pretty much extension.
That's what I thought it was. Extension.
Yeah, but that's how he pronounces it.
Oh,
XXX
okay.
Tentacion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
You got a
one more
whole bunch of
time.
fucking features on there. XXX Tentacion.
XXX Tentacion.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like some. It's supposed to be like some animation, but like it's pretty much extension.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's a fucking extension, all right, of Logic. Wow.
Got a shit ton of features on that.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, this is like his postmortem
Oh,
album.
one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
like a
so he's
Tupac
not
thing.
really dead. He needed to make some more money, Tupac
Nah,
style.
nah, he did. We say like the people even had that like when he died, like everybody was just like video like recording it like while he was dead in the car and shit. They nobody called the cops and then nobody called the ambulance or nothing like that. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, X got shot!" That. I was like
Oh,
calling
so
the
they
fucking
Paul Walkered him.
ambulance.
You're
That's
like,
what
Oh,
happened.
oh, look at him burn.
Hold on. That's what happened to Paul Walker too.
No, Paul Walker burned in a car crash.
No, no, I know he died in the car crash, but I'm saying when he got into it, that's what people were doing.
Well, I
Like,
mean, there's multiple pictures of it.
oh, I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Like, I've seen multiple pictures of it. I don't know if I assume it's from, different people, different camera angles or whatever. People
Man,
on their cell phones. I
that's
don't think it
crazy.
was all paparazzi pictures.
Like, bro, LB, like people were coming up with theories like, oh, this is just as a hoax. He's not really dead. This is all part of his album that he was going to do and whatnot. He's going to fake his death. I was like, why the fuck would he do that? That
To
wouldn't be
make
good for
money.
anybody.
Tupac,
I don't,
Machiavelli.
I don't
You
know.
know,
Why does the WWE lie about Roman Reigns having cancer? To make money.
but faking your death is a whole huge crime you don't want no parts of. So they ain't gonna just let you walk like that.
I mean, faking
Uh,
cancer is pretty morally bankrupt. I
Especially
mean,
on somebody who had proven to have cancer in the past. Therefore, you can get away with it more easily.
my my
Jesus.
like,
my my Mulan review, not review, trailer reaction got a strike.
What?
What?
Well,
damn.
I'll just delete it. Oh well.
Wow. That surprises the hell out of me.
Yeah.
That's just all right. But
I ain't finna be one of those YouTubers going on YouTube and crying about it. I'm just delete it.
like
Oh.
YouTube has struck in my thing. What do you guys do on YouTube? I can't grow.
But I want to hear 5 videos about it.
Oh
Yeah, I want
well.
to see the hashtag boycott Milan.
Yeah. I'll let Hong Kong handle that part.
Fantastic.
Oh, shit. I was so glad I didn't take a sip of water.
You, YouTube is so gay. YouTube is so gay with that shit, man. Like I still till this day don't know why the fuck they gave me like a strike, whatever. Not a strike, but like they gave me the 90 days shit for that Apple stream.
Yeah.
Fucking Apple. God damn. Hopefully my shit will be up by the 10th.
Because
So
iPhone
be
is
up by.
gay.
That's facts. I hate
Get
I
a
hate
Samsung.
fuck Tim Apple. Fuck Tim
You know
Apple.
what? You know what, Perp? While we're on this subject, I'm just gonna detour from the regular topics, but I had to say this. Have you guys seen the previews for the Apple TV shows look like fucking
There's
garbage?
actually
Every
one
one of
that's
them.
actually
Oh,
interesting. There's actually one that's interesting. A servant. That shit's
yeah,
very fucking weird.
from
Very
from
fucking
M.
weird.
Night
Of course,
Shyamalan,
the
but
black man wants to see the show about a servant.
But nah, it's really weird because like how they set it up. Like there's this couple. They just had a baby, or they had just a mishap with a baby, or something like that, and they hire this maid or this servant, I guess, and fucking the baby that they have is called a rebirth baby because when you see this dude pick up the baby and he's picking it up from its legs and it hits its head against the rail, it's not a real baby. It's like a doll thing. It's weird looking. Like it looks like a real baby, but it's like it's not. It's fucking weird.
Sorry to change the subject. I misspoke. I got a claim, not a copyright strike. The
That's good.
claim when
Oh,
they can monetize the video.
Okay.
right.
Yeah, no, y'all ain't finna do that to me. Look, Disney, y'all make too much money. I need to make me some sort of money here. No.
Give me some
You will
cheese.
not make money off of this black man.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that preview w about the first female astronauts in space because the Russians already landed, and I'm watching that preview in the theater with Bitchy. They actually had the preview on there, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
"Holy
that one
fuck,
looks
this
hot
is
trash.
oh, it looked so much worse than when I read the article." And I'm like,
That,
"Why?"
the other one that they're trying to push, C with what's his face? That shit's
Jason
garbage.
Momoa, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's straight garbage.
I was like, "I see why you're doing Aquaman."
Man, the only thing I'd be interested in is the Charlie Brown and Snoopy show. That's it.
Yeah, man, that lineup looks like garbage. I'm
Don't
like, man, Apple TV, you greedy fucks don't have enough money. You
It
charging people for
I
a store.
I wouldn't count them out. I think it's
Wait,
just gonna take
what
them
is
a couple
enough
of
money?
years to get their shit together.
y'all boys got
What's
5
enough
minutes.
money, Zod?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
man.
Getting ready for the
Because I'm
Mandalorian. So you
pretty
got
sure if I had $20 billion, I want $21 billion.
Oh, that's right. The Mandalorian drops soon. Okay, well, we're gonna have to wrap this up early, folks, because I got to do my review on this too.
Evil ass laugh. Yeah, he's gotta go check on his male nurse.
Hey, hey,
Yep.
Victor works very hard to make sure my neck stays in
Oh,
line.
wow, wow, wow. Anyways, let's wrap this up.
I mean,
It's about
I
that
don't know
time.
what we've been talking about for the last half an hour, anyways.
It's the Phantom Zone. We just have fun bullshitting. Um, I'm a little disappointed I
I've
didn't
been
piss
having a
anyone
good
off,
time.
but yeah, you know, uh, that's what it's all about here. We chit chat, we talk, we have a good time. LB, I appreciate you joining in on the fun tonight.
hey, thank you for having me.
No, not a problem. I appreciated what you said last night, and I caught your stream there too, and what you and Mad Squirrel were talking about. I appreciate you bringing that stuff up. I noticed that you had no haters who wanted to address you. Um,
They're playing Duck Duck Goose.
I see
Yeah,
people
no
are keyboard
haters.
warriors. They can
Matt,
talk shit.
that's what they do. They can talk, but when it's time to confront it, they know where to be found.
Yep.
But
Uh,
Mad's mama bear was trying to get on the stream, but look, man, you're not gonna pull that bait and switch on me. Like I told you beforehand, you're not coming on my streams. Like you're in the chat calling me a liar, and you're going to expose me. So if I let you on my stream, then that kind of proves that I'm a liar because I told you beforehand you're not coming on my streams.
On the street, right.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotta stay consistent.
Yeah. So you could be like, why are you letting me on now? No, bro. Nope.
LB be telling those lies.
Yeah.
The only thing she could possibly expose you for is not being a lonely man, and you've got like some mistress or some
He
like
really
The
hangs out
lonely
with
mistress.
Michael
five
K
side
every
chicks.
day.
I
I
think
knew it.
LB got five, it's like five side chicks, one chick every day of the week or some shit.
I guess. I guess.
I guess.
Uh, LB is like a man of mystery. I think there's a lot we don't know about the lonely man
Yeah.
territory.
He could be a
We can only
serial killer.
speculate. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
we can't.
God.
No, I think
That's
Terrence
why
is
I'm
definitely
staying
a
on his
serial
good
killer.
side.
No, that's Terrence. That's he
Terrence.
be botting around.
Stalking a motherfucker.
Y'all tripping.
Oh, go
Oh
around
man.
drop kicking motherfuckers. Like.
All right, it's 2:58. 2:58. I don't want to be that guy like, "Hey, I got to go off your stream." I don't want to do that to you.
Bye. Like bye.
Wrap. We'll talk
All
about
right.
the McDonald's chicken sandwich tomorrow, or not
Wrap
tomorrow, next week.
wrap
Yeah,
it
we're
up,
gonna
B.
bring. That's gonna be the opening topic of Tuesday. because Monday's going to be our Mandalorian roundtable. I guess I'll invite Perp
Great.
because he was all like, "You motherfuckers didn't invite me."
Did you know
Sending death threats.
did you know he unsubscribed from you?
Yeah, because he told me. No. He's like, I unsubscribed you. I blocked you on Twitter.
Oh, that's why it went down from 353 to 352.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who
Yep.
unsubbed from you?
I don't know, like
You did.
three or four people.
Oh,
Everyone who
You know,
keeps subbing to me unsubs from Zod. It's strange.
Grim, I don't think anyone hates me per se.
white people hate you.
They just don't like that, if I see some nonsense, I'm speaking on it.
No, no. There are definitely the occasional code oranges that hate you.
Code Orange hates everyone and thinks that they can fight Wolverines in real life. So
Hey,
Right.
he
I
thinks
could
that
dodge
he
a
could
bullet.
take out Wolverine, the character, or Wolverine out in the woods.
we still didn't get an answer. Both, probably. He's from the mean
All
streets of
right, all right, all
Oregon.
right, yeah. Bump the orange guy and the Wolverines and the Mexican Negroes or whatever he called them. Yeah, all that.
Have a good day.
All right, so LB, go ahead. We'll go through the plugs and then
All
I
right,
gotta watch the Mandalorian too.
I'm going to watch the Mandalorian and I'm doing a live stream Mandalorian directly after. That's it. Goodbye. On the lonely banter. Bye.
Excellent.
That was great.
Perp, go ahead.
You're this perp.
Great. Bye.
I thought you left already. Yeah, but yeah, it was cool chilling. I know LB gotta be going. I gotta be going. All of us gotta be gone. So we're gonna be gone. I'm out.
And PB, go ahead. Tell them about the Mandalorian roundtable we're gonna be doing on Monday.
Yep, we're gonna do Mondays with the Mando this Monday in the fandom zone. Be there or be square. Do people still say that? I don't know, but I said it. And I talk about
Mondays.
Marvel and Star Wars. Who knows when the next video is that I'm gonna put out. Wrap it up, Zod.
All right. Thank you, everybody. You guys already got my spew. Mando Monday is coming up, and as
Oh,
always, remember the one and only rule here in the fandom zone.
Watch more anime. Goodbye.
And Zod likes stories.
oh.
That's scary.